are here live with WBLC News broadcasting from the Access Center.
Welcome to WBLC News. We have some great stories for you today.
We have Jaden talking about how climate change affects hibernation.
We have Emmett talking about American Terrier pit bull abuse.
We have Bryn telling us all about sunsets.
We have Ayla talking about water pollution.
We have Lindley talking about Taylor Swift's Eras tour. We have Morgan talking about how music can affect your mood.
And we have Jarvis talking about Michael Jackson. First, we have Jaden talking about climate change affects hibernation.
Did you know that climate change affects hibernation? Some animals are not spending enough time hibernating, either by delaying the beginning of hibernation or waking up earlier. This results in animals using stored energy before they can replace it. According to ACS, climate change may prevent animals from being able to build up their fat storage. Warmer summers and droughts will lead to lower food availability. This means that hibernation patterns will be especially disrupted by climate change. Hibernation is mainly used to survive dangerous environments. A lot of animals hibernate in a den all through the winter. But did you know that some animals hibernate in the summer? This is called estivation. This is more common in warmer climates as a way to survive hot temperatures. Climate change is affecting these animals as well. For example, research from the Center of Fish and Fisheries found that several fish species may become extinct due to the warmer weather and drought caused by global warming. Climate change is affecting everyone and everything, not just people. We need to find a solution. Back to you, Jarvis and Morgan.
Wow, I didn't know that climate change affects hibernation in so many ways.
Yes, I never knew that some animals hibernate in the summer.
Next, we have Emmett talking about American Terrier pit bull abuse.
Hi, my name is Emmett, and I'm here to talk about American Terrier pit bulls. I think pit bulls are not treated equal to other dogs because of their bad reputation, so I'm here to tell you why they are not bad dogs. One reason why pit bulls have a bad reputation is people train pit bulls to fight in a thing called bull baiting. It is where pit bulls fight wild animals to the death and people pay to see it. Adding on, I want pit bull abuse to stop. It is bad that people teach them to fight. Pit bulls can be a lot like humans. They feel emotion. Secondly, it is the owners who make the pit bulls monsters. They are not born that way. Pit bulls are abused in many places. The main place are in alleyways or just outside, sometimes even at home. In the pound, they sometimes get kicked or even whipped. They do not deserve their bad reputation. Another thing is I want pit bulls to stop getting disrespected because they aren't bad dogs. They are just like other dogs, kind, respectful, loving, and caring dogs. If you get a rescue dog, pit bulls are a good choice. They will love you for saving them. They have good noses and good senses. That's why pit bulls are a good choice and good dogs. In my experience, I had a black lab pit bull, and she was a well-behaved dog and was a sweet and caring dog. She always looked out for me and protected me and my family. In conclusion, American Terrier pit bulls should stop getting abused, and you shouldn't think of getting one as a pet. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something today. Now back to you, Jarvis.
It's so sad that so many innocent dogs are being abused.
Yes, no dog deserves to be treated like that.
Next is Bryn talking about sunsets.
Thanks, Morgan. Did you know that watching a sunset can increase your mood? According to Swift films, watching the sun pass over the horizon stimulates the pineal gland as direct sunlight hits the eye and makes it chill to hit the brain. This boosts our mood. Seeing the bright colors of sunsets also increases happiness, but you probably don't know what's causing them. The pretty sunset colors are caused by how the sun passes through more atmosphere near the end of the day than the middle. People also call this auroral scattering. It's the same thing that makes the sky blue in the middle of the day. I think it's cool how it changes colors depending on the time of day. Also, George R.R. Martin quoted, "When the sun has set, no candle can replace it." This quote explains that sunsets are very vibrant. You should definitely try watching a sunset when you're sad. A lot of people love watching sunsets. If you're one, you're in a pack profile. I was surprised when I found out liking sunsets has a name. Were you? Sunsets have a lot of things we never notice about them. That's why I picked sunsets for my topic. Anyway, thanks for learning and listening about sunsets with me. Back to you, Morgan.
Wow, I didn't know that sunsets could affect your mood.
Yes, it's so cool that the color of a sunset changes throughout the day.
Next up, we have Ayla, who will be telling us all about water pollution.
Thanks, Jarvis. Did you know oil spills introduce unhealthy amounts of oil into the marine environment? These spills also make marine animals sick and lead to death. Dumping solid trash such as plastic, metallic scrap, and garbage may block aquatic channels and also cause small animals to get trapped in the debris. Most aquatic animals tend to suffocate or drown because they're unable to swim. Animals like turtles mistake plastic for jellyfish and accidentally eat it or get trapped in the plastic. Sometimes plastic straws get stuck up the turtle's nose, making it so that they can't breathe. According to the National Ocean Service, here are 3 ways to stop water pollution. Here's the first example of how to end water pollution. By choosing non-toxic chemicals and disposing of all chemicals properly so you can make sure you don't harm marine animals. The second way to stop water pollution is by cutting down on what you throw away because the trash gets dumped into the ocean. The third way is to choose sustainable seafood. Finally, buy less plastic and bring a reusable bag. Thanks for listening to my story. Back to you, Jarvis.
It's so sad that so many marine animals are dying because of pollution.
That makes me feel so bad.
Next up is Lindley talking about Taylor Swift's Eras Tour.
Thanks, Morgan. Today I wanted to tell you about the new Taylor Swift tour. If you don't know who Taylor is, she's a Grammy Award-winning singer. Taylor's new tour is called the Eras Tour. She announced it November 1st, 2023. Many people are interested to watch her live for this tour. Taylor's tickets went on sale Friday, November 18th on a website called Ticketmaster. Once her tickets went on sale, everyone went crazy on this site. Many people rushed onto the website wanting to get tickets as fast as they could. This site had 14 million people on it all at the same time. Ticketmaster couldn't handle all of the stress on it, so it completely crashed on everyone. A lot of people didn't know what to do and had gotten really upset about this. Fans were mad at Taylor because they thought it was her crashing the website, but it really didn't have anything to do with her. Ticketmaster even had to apologize to Taylor. They explained to fans that it was the website breaking down and not Taylor's doing. About 30 people even tried suing Ticketmaster. People were waiting hours for their tickets to load, but currently Ticketmaster is doing fine now and is trying to improve the situation further on and is hoping it won't happen again. Back to you, Jarvis.
I feel so bad for the 14 million people who couldn't get tickets.
14 million people is a lot on one website.
Next is Morgan telling us all about how music can affect your mood.
Thanks, Jarvis. Music can benefit both our mental and physical health. Music was found to be deeply personal, often used for improving motivation. A study in 2013 reported that people who listened to upbeat music improved their moods and happiness in the long term within 2 weeks. Studies have shown that music can reduce stress and improve overall well-being. How it works is our brain responds to each external stimulus instantly, and the sound of music is one of them. Music stimulates part of the brain that produces the dopamine hormone. This hormone affects emotional behavior and mood. Music can release dopamine in 2 main parts of the brain, the dorsal and ventral striatum. When you're having a pleasuring experience, such as listening to your favorite music, these areas of the brain light up. The cerebellum is a part of the brain that is activated by our favorite songs. This causes increased blood flow in the legs. This may be why dance is so closely associated with music. The area of the brain that is impacted the most by music is also the area of the brain that makes us want to move. There is no doubt that music can improve both mental and physical health. Music can help people experience less stress and anxiety and achieve self-awareness. Back to you, Jarvis.
Wow, it's really interesting how music can help us.
Yeah, so I can listen to music to be in a better mood. Last but not least is Jarvis talking about Michael Jackson's childhood.
Have you ever wondered about Michael Jackson's childhood? Michael Jackson was a very famous person who achieved a lot of success with his music. However, he had a very rough childhood. He started staying with his brothers at the age of 5 in a group called the Jackson 5. His father, Joseph Jackson, put a lot of pressure on Michael, as alleged to have physically and emotionally abused him. His father made him rehearse for hours and hours and physically punished him. He also called him hurtful names. In 1993, Jackson received a Living Legend Award at the Grammys presented to him by Sister Janet. In his acceptance speech, Michael said, "When you grow up like I did in front of 100 million people since the age of 5, you're automatically different. My childhood was completely taken away from me. There was no Christmas, no birthdays. It was not a normal childhood, no normal pleasures of childhood. Those were exchanged for hard work, struggle, and pain, and eventually material for professional success." Michael also talked about his childhood in an interview with Oprah Winfrey in 1993 and the song Childhood that he wrote in 1995. In all, he had a very rough childhood. Now back to you, Morgan.
I feel so bad for Michael Jackson.
Same, and he doesn't deserve that.
WBLC signing off.
WKFC broadcasting live at the Access Center.
Welcome to WKFC. Today we have Caleb with a World War I wreck. Gia with chewing gum,
Kyle with water pollution,
Landon with Huggy Wuggy parental warning,
Laneshka with Michael Jackson,
Lincoln with vinyl records,
Kennedy with Queen Elizabeth's death,
and Sam with the Chinese spy balloon.
First up, we have Caleb with the World War I shipwreck.
Thanks, Sam. Did you know that in August of 2022 in England, the first U.S. destroyer battleship sunk by enemy fire in World War I was located? A team of British divers dove 400 feet to find the wreck, and they used a bell to identify that it truly was the USS Jacob Jones. It sank to a torpedo fired by a German submarine and sank within 8 minutes. 46 out of 110 crew members survived. The ship was in the water for around 100 years. It was covered in rust, but the name is still visible in places. The ship was named after a famous Navy officer, Jacob Jones. It was credited in rescuing the most survivors from torpedoed ships in World War I, sometimes up to 300 from one ship. The Jacob was one of 6 Tucker-class destroyers, made mostly for escorts and rescues. The way it sank was that it saw a torpedo wake 100 yards to the starboard side and turned to escape, but was hit. As it sank, depth charges exploded, killing people instantly. Most survivors made it to lifeboats. Back to you, Sam.
That was interesting, Caleb.
Yeah, I didn't know that they have just recently found a World War I shipwreck. Next we have Gia with chewing gum.
Thanks, Kennedy. Now, has your teacher ever said no to chewing gum in class? Well, some teachers don't allow it because they think gum is going to get everywhere. Well, it probably is because the teacher doesn't allow it, and the kids think they need to get rid of it before the teacher sees them. So they play with it and stick it under desks and chairs so the teacher won't know they have it. However, there are many benefits to allowing chewing gum in class. Chewing gum also helps kids focus because it helps keep their minds occupied while they do their work. Kids are more likely to be focused and concentrated on their work while chewing gum. According to Dr. Kenneth Allen, a professor at NYU's College of Dentistry, studies also show that it improves memory, and the kids that chew gum need fewer breaks. They pay better attention, and they also stay quieter than the kids that don't chew gum. ChewingGumFacts.com states that kids do mental tasks about 20% better. Another study done at Barling College of Medicine in 2009 found that standardized math test scores increased when students were able to chew gum. Another benefit is that chewing gum lightens teeth and prevents cavities and bad breath. The chewing motion cannot be relaxed while taking a test in school or just in general. Chewing gum is a very useful way to help stress and anxiety. I honestly think that chewing gum is very helpful in many ways, and people should chew it when they need it. That's my news story about chewing gum. Back to you, Kennedy.
That's cool, Gia. I didn't know that kids who chew gum need less breaks.
Now we have Kyle with water pollution.
Thank you, Sam. Did you know that 1/3 of the world doesn't have clean drinking water? That means close to 800 million people cannot get clean drinking water. When you drink contaminated water, you could get very sick or even die. Some of the main causes of water pollution is agriculture, wastewater, oil pollution, and radioactive waste, which affects the whole world. There are some tools available to help clean water. The first tool is called the slingshot. It is super high-tech and expensive. It is about the size of a dishwasher. It is another way to clean water. The second tool is a hippo roller. It is low-tech and cheap. It rolls water in a jug and makes it easier to travel with. The third tool is a water cone. It is low-tech and it is filled with dirty water and sits in the sun for a day, which makes it clean. The fourth tool is in New York, where they use digester eggs to process wastewater. Although water pollution is a problem, you can help it by not polluting or wasting water. Back to you, Sam.
Wow, I didn't know there were so many different ways to clean your water.
Yes, now I want to see one of the machines in real life. Now we have Landon with Huggy Wuggy parental warning.
Thank you, Kennedy. Did you know all the kids all over the globe are scared of a frightening video game character, Huggy Wuggy? Well, kids are watching videos on YouTube and TikTok that feature Huggy Wuggy that are upsetting them. The character has made its way to the playground because kids are making up rumors that Huggy Wuggy lives on the playground, or Playtime Co., the abandoned toy factory that the video game takes place in, is real. Kids at the age of 5 are making up games where it involves them going around the playground, hugging people, and whispering chilling lyrics like, for instance, "Till you breathe your last breath" or "Hug to death." And someone even hacked a Cocomelon video on YouTube and put a Huggy Wuggy jump scare at the end of the video to target young children. And the people who made the game's age rating probably lied and put it 8 and up. They made it so that the toys were ex-human. A school in Adelaide, Australia has written to parents about what it calls the latest harmful trend going the rounds. In conclusion, I personally think that people on the internet should stop trying to terrify young children. Back to you, Kennedy.
I didn't know that game was scaring so many young children that it was on the news.
Yes, that's interesting. Next up, Laneshka with Michael Jackson.
Thank you, Sam. You may know him as Michael Jackson, but his real name is Michael Joseph Jackson. He was born on August 29, 1958 in Gary, Indiana under his father's encouragement. Jackson's career in music began at the age of 5 when he started performing with his brothers Tito, Jermaine, and Jackie. As the Jackson 5, at first the Jackson 5 played local gigs and built a strong following. Michael became the lead singer of the group in 1969. The group signed a contract with Motown Records. The first #1 of the Jackson 5 was the single I Want You Back in 1969. Michael began his solo career at the age of 13. In 1979, his album Off the Wall was the best-selling album of the year. It was a blend mixed with pop and funk. His album Thriller was one of the best-selling albums in 1982 and won 8 Grammy Awards. Michael won a total of 13 Grammy Awards and was inducted twice into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Once a member of the Jackson 5 in 1995 and in 2001 of his solo career, he died on June 25, 2009 in Los Angeles, California when he was 50 years old from a drug overdose. Back to you, Sam.
Boy, I didn't know that Michael Jackson died of a drug overdose.
Now it's Lincoln with vinyl records.
All right, thank you, Sam. Vinyl records are making a comeback. In 1877, Thomas Edison made the first recorded sound on a phonograph with the nursery rhyme Mary Had a Little Lamb. 10 years later, Emil Brandler made the first recorded and a playback sound on a flat disc. The technology continued to improve in 1947. Columbia Records produced the first LP record which could play up to 30 minutes per side. The technology continued to improve with the invention of cassettes, CDs, Walkman, MP3 players, and iPods. In 2007, the iPhone completely revolutionized the way people listen to their music. In 2007, people were confused why their music wasn't making the sound quality on digital they wanted. They started to listen to records and heard that made a better sound. By 2020, more vinyl records were sold than CDs. Listening to music on a record is an activity. You have to take the record out of its jacket, put it on the turntable, place the needle in the right track, and start the music. Some fans also enjoy looking.
Oh, I didn't know that about vinyl records.
Yes, next is Kennedy with Queen Elizabeth's death.
Thank you, Sam. Have you heard about Queen Elizabeth II's death? Queen Elizabeth was born on April 21, 1926, and died on September 8, 2022. Did you know the only reason she became queen was because Elizabeth's uncle Edward VIII gave up the throne to Elizabeth's father because he wanted to marry Wallis Simpson, who was not royal? At the time, marrying someone who was not royal was not allowed. When Elizabeth's father died, she took the throne at just 25 years old. Elizabeth was the longest-serving monarch and celebrated her Platinum Jubilee for serving 70 years on the throne. Before her death, Elizabeth had problems with her mobility and did not attend some of the events for her Platinum Jubilee. She only stood on the balcony of Buckingham Palace while more than 70 aircrafts flew over the castle to celebrate. Elizabeth died at Balmoral Castle in Scotland at 3:10 p.m. Elizabeth's last words aren't known. Her funeral was held at Westminster Abbey on September 19, 2022. In conclusion, Queen Elizabeth II's death was and will still be tremendously felt around the world, and she will always be remembered. Thanks for listening, and back to you, Sam.
That's cool. I didn't know that Queen Elizabeth became queen at 25 years old.
Last but not least, we have Sam with the Chinese spy balloon.
Thank you, Kennedy. Did you know the Chinese military flew a 200-foot white balloon across the world to possibly spy on the 480 U.S. military bases? The balloon is made out of plastic film, and it flew a little above 35,000 feet. When the U.S. military spotted the balloon on January 28th in U.S. airspace over Alaska, north of the Aleutian Islands, they started tracking its movement. 2 days later, it moved to Canadian airspace. U.S. officials figured out that it had equipment used for spying. Shortly after that, it crossed the U.S. border in Idaho and began traveling across the country. They waited for it to fly across the country so the debris wouldn't harm anyone. When they saw it go off the coast of South Carolina, they shot a missile at it. The type of missile they used was an AIM-9X. That type of missile cost over $1 million. When the U.S. military retrieved the balloon, it weighed over 500 pounds. Also, there are 3 other balloons we do not know where they were from and what their purpose was. In conclusion, I think these balloons are very mysterious, and I don't know why China is possibly spying on the U.S. military in other countries. Thank you for listening to my news story, and back to you, Kennedy.
I didn't know that's how high the balloon is flying. That's about how high you are up in the sky when you're on an airplane.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for listening. Bye.
This is WLEM reporting live from the Access Center.
Hello, and welcome to WLEM. Today we're going to talk about Shay with German Shepherds,
Brandon with Why to Quit Video Games,
Ella with Leatherback Turtles,
Andrew with Shaquille O'Neal,
Jordan with the earthquake in Turkey,
Ben with Minecraft,
Mason with turbine fires,
and Lainey with Humans and Dolphins Bond. This is going to be an awesome show. Hope you enjoy it.
First is Shay with German Shepherds.
Thank you, Lainey. German Shepherds are working dogs. German Shepherds are used as police dogs. They can see for the blind and also hear for the deaf. They are seizure animals, which means that they can tell if someone is going to have a seizure or faint. They are also used as military dogs, but you have to be careful because they can be very aggressive. The reason for this behavior is because they are just very protective. You would probably think German Shepherds are found in Germany, and that is very true. They were found in the 1800s. A German Shepherd is usually around 22 through 26 inches tall. They weigh around 66 through 100 pounds. It is the number 4 top requested dog breed in the world. Just like a lot of other dogs, German Shepherds come in many different colors. There are 11 different colors, but we mostly see black and tan and black and red. German Shepherds are one of the most loyal breeds. They can be playful and very energetic. They are very protective of their family. If you get a German Shepherd, make sure you train it, give it lots of love and attention. They'll be loyal and love you forever. Back to you, Lainey.
Wow, that's so awesome. I can't believe German Shepherds were police dogs.
Yes, I did not know that. Next is Brandon with Why to Quit Video Games.
Thank you, Mason. Did you know that excessive gaming can cause many problems in your life? According to Game Quitters, 2 out of 3 of gamers can become addicted to gaming. Gaming itself is okay, maybe 1 or 2 hours every couple of days, but playing for many hours for days is not. According to WikiHow, playing too much will make you feel sluggish and unproductive. When you game, you become stimulated. If you get used to a lot of stimulation when playing, you will find other fun things boring. Also, when excessively playing games, you don't go out and exercise. If that is happening too much, you will be tired, slow, and out of shape. If you eat junk food also, you will get fat and overweight. If you become addicted to playing video games and want to quit, here are some ways. First, accept that you are addicted and want to stop playing. Next, tell someone that will understand and be happy to help you if you need. You can get someone to hide your games so when you want to play, you can't. You could also be strict about how long you play for and continue to lower the time. Get someone or you to sell or donate your games, so whenever you want to play them, they're gone. Lastly, you can put your games somewhere where you can't get them easily, like an attic or a box in the basement, wherever you can't quite get it. In conclusion, those are some reasons to limit playing video games. Now back to you, Mason.
Wow, I had no idea that you would forget stuff if you played too many video games.
I know, I think I might have to throw my Nintendo Switch away. Now on to Ella with Leatherback Turtles.
Thank you, Lainey. Did you know that leatherback sea turtles are endangered? According to the National Oceanic Administration, the leatherback sea turtle's population has declined 40% over the past 3 generations. Nature.org states that scientists estimate that the population has declined to about 1,400 breeding adults. Leatherbacks are interesting in so many ways. First, they are the 4th largest reptile in the world, heavier than some rhinos. Also, a leatherback can live up to 45 years. Next, the leatherback does not have a hard shell. Leatherbacks have a tough, rubbery skin. That's how they got their name. They can hold their breath for 80 to 85 minutes. Some swim over 10,000 miles a year to get to their nesting grounds. Next, males stay in the water their whole life, while females come out of the water to lay their eggs at night. They eat twice their body weight, which is why they can grow so big as 6 feet and between 500 and 2,000 pounds. According to Texas.gov, leatherbacks eat jellyfish, squid, fish, algae, and floating seaweed. Leatherbacks help the earth by consuming large amounts of jellyfish, which helps keep the population of these marine organisms in check. Thank you for listening. Now let's save the turtles. Back to you, Lainey.
I had no clue that leatherback turtles were endangered.
I know, that's so sad. Next is Andrew with Shaquille O'Neal.
Thank you, Mason. Hi, my name is Andrew, and I'm going to talk about Shaquille O'Neal, known by his nickname of Shaq, was an American basketball player. The reason Shaq started to play basketball was because his parents wanted him to play because he was tall and big. Shaq was 6'2" by the age of 10 and 7'1" by the time he was full grown. Shaq is known for his amazing basketball career that began with him playing college basketball for Louisiana State University. Shaq continued to play basketball in the NBA from 1992 to 2011. He got drafted by the Orlando Magic and played for 4 years. And also during his 19 years playing in the NBA, he played for the Boston Celtics, LA Lakers, Cleveland Cavaliers, Miami Heat, Phoenix Suns, and the U.S. Olympic team. Shaq's career playing ball ended in 2011 with him having 1 3-pointer, 2,626 dunks, and 5,935 free throws, and established himself as one of the best players in the nation. Now back to you, Mason.
I never knew that Shaq made only 1 3-pointer.
Yes, I saw the video of him. It was amazing. Now on to Jordan with the earthquake in Turkey.
Thank you, Lainey. One of the most devastating earthquakes in Turkey's history happened on February 6, 2023. On February 6, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake hit Turkey. An earthquake had not been this devastating for over 40 years. The 7.8 magnitude earthquake killed more than 55,190 people. A rescue team named AFAD had tried to help people escape from the rubble. The buildings in Turkey are very unstable, which makes it difficult for AFAD to get people out of the rubble. Rescue teams in Turkey say that voices are still being heard under the rubble. People think it's strange that people under the rubble survive for so long. Dr. Sanjay Gupta says that the freezing temperatures is the key for people surviving under the rubble because it reduces the demands for water. The earthquake made a very deep chasm in the middle of an olive grove on February 15, 2023. The deep chasm, 984 feet long, is over 130 feet deep. The people living in the town next to Olive Grove said it was like a battlefield when we woke up. A second earthquake with a magnitude of 6.3 hit southern Turkey on February 20, 2023. The total cost of the earthquake is estimated about $7.8 billion. Back to you, Lainey.
Whoa, I didn't know that people survived under rubble because it was freezing.
That is so strange and crazy. Next is Ben with Minecraft.
Would you like to play Minecraft at school? The popular video game Minecraft was developed by Marcus Persson, aka Notch, in 2009. It's been downloaded by millions of people. What is it? Minecraft is a 3D sandbox game with building mechanics similar to Lego. You have to gather resources like wood, stone, and ore and build shelters to survive. There are many benefits to Minecraft, like enhancing teamwork and encouraging kids to work together on big projects. It also helps with enhance creativity with kids designing things with their own imagination with no limits, like geometry, building different shapes, or it can be used just for fun as no one likes being bored. You can learn math. Not everyone likes it, but you can learn it without even noticing. Kids can develop problem-solving skills and learn computer programming as well. If that's not good enough, there are modifications to make the game even better, or maps, which are player-built worlds for the other people to explore or test out with style without doing a 3-hour build. Teachers in schools are using a company called Teacher Gaming, which is a company that helps schools use Minecraft to educate students. Teachers all over the world are using Minecraft. I think the appeal for kids is this sense of ownership. They attend school, but it's not theirs. In Minecraft, they can say, "This is mine. I had to work for it. I created it." Math teacher Brian Eastman from Lanier Middle School in Connecticut. Wouldn't it be really cool to use Minecraft here in our school?
I can't believe that Minecraft is used for learning.
Minecraft would be so fun to learn. Now on to Mason with turbine fires.
Thank you, Lainey. Did you know that wind turbine fires can kill people? Well, you've come to the right place to find out. Wind turbines are complicated machinery, and the components inside the turbine are highly flammable. When the turbine is reaching the end of its lifespan, the components may wear out and cause sparks. Other electrical failures are short circuits, arcing in the transformer, electrical equipment being overloaded or overheating, and failure of SCADA, which is supervisory control and data acquisition systems. Because the turbines are very expensive, the cost of a turbine is $1 million to $2 million per megawatt, and a turbine is 2 to 3 megawatts, and a burned out turbine may cause the wind economy to go into shock. A burned out turbine will cost about $114 million for the wind industry to replace the turbine, replace the transformer, hire someone to do a turbine demolition for the burned turbine, and get new indirect or direct fire extinguishing systems. Back to you, Lainey.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe a turbine would cost $114 million if it burnt down.
I can't believe it either. Now, last but not least, is Lainey with Humans and Dolphins Bond.
Thank you, Mason. Dolphins and humans create strong bonds with each other in captivity and in the wild.
Did you know that dolphins save people from drowning? Once in 2000, a 14-year-old boy fell off a boat and started to drown. A friendly dolphin came along and rescued him. Researchers think this behavior is because some dolphins were mothers and they protect their children like they would help a human from drowning. Humans help dolphins by bringing them back to the water. Also, some people help by collecting trash and using natural cleaning products to avoid water pollution. All of the help humans do to protect the dolphins and all ocean animals is greatly appreciated. Some awesome facts about dolphins are they help the U.S. Navy by finding landmines. Another thing is that there is also dolphin therapy for people who have Down syndrome or other development issues. Last but not least, dolphins approach pregnant women carefully as they hear two hearts beating. In conclusion, dolphins and humans create strong bonds with each other in the wild and captivity. Back to you, Mason.
I never knew that dolphins help the U.S. Navy.
I know, it's so cool.
Thank you for watching WLEN, and we hope to see you next time.